everyone on Facebook. Whoops, I just hit a pan because I'm really excited. I'm back in the kitchen and I'm here to show you some, well not some, just one pre-workout recipe from the meal plan. To remind you all, this is the Fuel for Performance meal plan workout guide that myself and Brett put together for the new year to help you jumpstart your health goals, your fitness goals, everything you need to really be healthy. It's not super, I don't want to say challenging, but we just did one of the workouts and it was a lot of fun. It wasn't something that was so intense that I feel like I'm going to die afterwards, but it was really achievable and it made me feel really good. I have a lot of energy and now I'm in the kitchen. I'm going to show you how to make some foods. And yeah, this is everything I have here. I'll come back to this. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but the food that I'm going to make now is one of the recipes from the plan. This is one of the pre-workout recipes, and this is our protein energy balls. Can you see that? Up more. And again, we have John behind the camera. There he is. He's going to help with any questions that you guys have. I know that this is a really hot topic. I get tons of questions from people about what to eat before I work out, what to eat after I work out, what time, how much. Should I be avoiding carbohydrates? Should I be eating more protein? Blah, blah, blah. So many different types of questions, and they're all amazing. Please ask if you have any. And I'm going to show you my food. This is my secret weapon. I really like this because it's got a really good blend of complex carbohydrates. If you watched on Monday, we talked about the importance of complex carbohydrates, especially in the context of an athletic, healthy diet. So this is just something to kind of get your blood sugar up a little bit so that when you're working out, you don't crash and burn. Because there's nothing worse than getting to a workout. I mean, you have to get your workout clothes on, you have to get your shoes on, you have to motivate yourself, and you get there and you feel like shit. So we don't want that to happen. We really want you to feel really good, have the endurance, have the energy. Is there something?
Chris Brown and Kenton are going, oh my god, and yum. Michael Adjin said, is that
What?
Jonathan Greenfield with a thumbs up?
All my peeps are here. We're gonna get cooking in the kitchen. All right, so let's get started. Again, chime in. John's there so he can see what you guys are saying. Please interrupt me. I tend to blab on a little bit about certain things, but I really just love this, and I'm so excited to be able to talk about it.
Bethany's here.
Bethany, what up?
Kenton's hungry.
Kenton's hungry. We gotta feed Kenton. Kenton just did the workout with John and myself. I put a picture up on Instagram of that so you can see that. And we had a really good time. The dogs were there too, so we all kind of got a little bit more than we bargained for with the dogs in our faces and in our mouths, but we worked through it. We got the workout done. And that's a really important aspect of working out. If you can build a community and bring friends and have people support you, then it's so much fun. A workout doesn't have to be this daunting, horrible thing that you have to like begrudgingly, is that the right word, drag yourself to. You can have a good time doing it. Just get the right people around you. And then we danced, we laughed, we had a really good time. But anyway, back to the
Hi,
recipe.
Chris Brown and Michael. The NutriBullet is hiding over there in the corner.
Behind our potatoes. We show that again. John's sprouting potatoes.
Sprouting
so we
potatoes
can plant
over
them. Sweet potatoes, really good complex carbohydrate, great for an athletic diet. Why do we want to sprout them? Because we want to grow them. We want to expand our garden and feed ourselves really healthy stuff. So that's why we have a crazy 4th grade science experiment in the kitchen. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start with a tablespoon of maca. This actually isn't maca because I don't have any maca, which might be a similar thing to many of you out there. This is cacao, or actually this is carob powder. You can use cacao or carob. It's just going to give it some good flavor, and it gives you a little boost of energy. That's the reason why I like maca, because they call it a warrior root. So a lot of soldiers back in the ancient days would use maca before they would go into battle to kind of get up their testosterone and make them really excited to fight, I guess is what you could say. It just gets people like really amped up, and it's still used now to increase testosterone production and just kind of boost energy. So we use maca. Cacao has similar properties, and I'm using carob powder, which is also really great. Then we're going to use 1/3 cup of almonds, and this is all going into a food processor. You can use a NutriBullet. That will work as well. You might have to add a little bit of liquid, but that works too. I've done it in there. And then we're going to add some vegan protein powder. I get a lot of questions about what the best protein powder is. I found recently this one from Whole Foods. It's called Fit Protein Chocolate Cinnamon, or there's a vanilla one. Can you see that? This is a really good vegan protein powder. I also really like Sun Warrior, Vega, and there's another one I really like. What's the other one, John, that I like? Vegan protein powder.
Purine? No?
No. I'll think of it later.
Carob. Cool fact. Tannins contain gallic acid.
Wow. We have a blooming dietitian behind the camera. Thank you for that tip.
Antibacterial.
All right, so we're going to use a tablespoon of protein powder. This just gives it a little bit added protein. You're still going to get protein from the almonds, and we're going to add some peanut butter in there. So you're going to get a good source of protein. But I like to just put a tablespoon in to give it a little bit more. We are using this as a pre-workout, so we don't want to have too much protein in there because that doesn't absorb as quickly as some of our carbohydrates.
William Granberry said hi to Kenton, and he's saying you love the NutriBullet protein powder.
Oh, right, the NutriBullet protein powder.
With
that one
vanilla.
actually is a really, really great protein powder. It's made quinoa, pumpkin seeds. It's really good. Gosh darn it, there's one that I really like and I can't remember it. My old brain. All right, so we'll keep going with this. We have a protein powder, and then we're going to use a 1/4 cup of dried cherries. I'm going to measure that in here. Again, this is not baking. Baking, you have to be really precise. This is just making a healthy energy ball or like a protein bar. So as long as everything sticks together, we're pretty good. So it just, I don't want to say you have to measure it precisely, but eyeballing it is really good as well. Then we're going to use a tablespoon of peanut butter. I love peanut butter. It's one of my favorites. I kind of went away from it for a while and was really into almond butter, but now I'm back to this peanut butter. That's going to help hold everything together, because what we're going to do eventually is roll this into little balls, put it in the freezer or refrigerator so that you have it when you're heading out to the gym, on the go.
Why not almond butter, William says?
You can use almond butter. I just like the taste of peanut butter. Almond butter is a really great option as well, but we used almonds in here, so I wanted to kind of balance it out with a different... Somebody likes peanut butter. This is what always happens when the peanut butter's opened. We got the little monkeys. All right, back to this. And then I'm going to use a little bit of honey. Honey actually has one of the lower fructose levels of sweeteners in it. Actually, no, it doesn't. That's maple syrup. But a little bit of honey is really good because not only do you get a little bit of carbohydrates, but you get some beneficial nutrients from the little bumblebees that prepared this for you. So I'm going to add this in there. A lot of people think that things that are sweet or things that are higher in sugar are not great for you, but when you use a portioned amount of it, for this we only use a tablespoon, and we're getting ready to gear up for a workout. So having this before a workout is going to give you that little added boost of energy, because carbohydrates are the easiest form of energy that your body can access and break down. Is there a question?
Kenton said almonds use a lot of water.
Almonds do use a lot of water, so it is one of those things when you're thinking about how do I respect the planet and do things that are conscious for the environment where I'm in. Almonds do use a lot of water, so you can rotate. You don't have to eat as many almonds. You can try other nuts that are a little bit lower water producing, I believe. Peanuts, I mean, those grow in the ground. Those don't grow on trees, so those don't need as much water. You're not wasting as much water. Cashews, those grow on trees, but I'm not sure about their water usage. But you can always use peanuts or any nut that you're feeling like eating. So now I'm going to put a tablespoon of honey in there.
Like eating?
Like eating. I mean, come on, I'm doing a lot of things here. I'm trying to give you the knowledge and also make this. All right, honey's in.
And we're back. We were out for a second.
We're out for a second, we're back. And a little bit of cinnamon. And that's really it. So sometimes when you're in a supermarket, oops, sorry, there's cinnamon in my face. Finding the right protein bar can be really challenging because there's so many out there, and what's the best one? Which one doesn't have so much crap and chemicals in it? So I like to replacement for a store-bought energy bar. Or there's a bar on the market that I really, really like called the RX bar. I think that's one of the cleaner, healthier versions that's out there, and they use egg white protein. So it's a really clean source of protein. You're not getting all of these additives. If you look at some, like, I don't know, power bars or the muscle bars, if that's even the right name for them, those have a ton of crazy additives that even like someone will be like, what? Should I eat this? Is this good for me? And I look at the ingredients and I'm like, I don't freaking know what the hell that ingredient is. So typically for me, if I don't know what the ingredient is, I'm not going to mess with it. All right, so now all of this is in here, and all you have to do is pulse. I have a little bit of water. We'll see how it does, but I'm going to pulse it, and it's going to form like a thicker paste.
Shelby Spector just joined the Facebook Live video.
Shelby! Hi. Okay, I'm going to pulse this now. All right, so we're going to have to add a little bit of water to this just because we want it to really stick together. And then you can see once it kind of starts to clump up on the edges. All right. So, now make sure you unplug the food processor before you put your hand in. I don't want anyone to lose a finger on my behalf. Okay, so now all you do is you come in here and you're just going to form these into balls. Like so. I'm just going to grab a plate.
See who leaves the cabinets open?
It's me. So you can see, I'm just going to put these.
What machine is that you're using?
This is a Cuisinart, non-sponsored. So I'm just going to roll these. These make 4. This amount makes 4.
Goes in and out. Now we're back.
Okay. Signal in and out. Also, remove the blade if you can. I'm going to put that over here. And then we want to just make 4 of these energy balls. I know it looks really gross. But, you know, sometimes you got to just get your hands.
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think we're almost done. Are we live? Let's go.
Let's see him.
See my hand? I can't pick it up. I'm so messy right now. So there's your balls. All you gotta do now is put them in the freezer. It'll help bind them a little more together. And then, before your workout, you can grab 2. You're good to go. And I'm gonna sit here in this mess on my hands. Do you guys have any other questions about pre and post workout? I gotta get something in me because we just did a workout and I'm hungry. If there's any other questions that you guys have, leave them below. I'll come through and answer them in the next, over the next couple days.
How do you store them? Bethany asked.
So you store them. I just leave them actually on a plate and store them in the freezer. And then you do kind of have to, I'll like go after an hour and just move them a little bit so they don't get fully stuck to the plate. But this should be good in the freezer. And then you can pop them in a Ziploc bag and take them with you. So, all right, guys, if you have any other questions, leave them below. I'll come through. I'll answer anything that you have. And I will add the link in for our Fuel for Performance workout guide.
No need for wax paper?
Oh, you could do wax paper. That's a really great idea. Yeah. Wax paper is a good idea. Then you won't have to go back after the hour and reshift them. So, yeah, put a little wax paper down. Thank you, community, for that great suggestion. That's...
If you take them on the go, how do you store them, Bethany's asking.
You take them on the go, put them in a Ziploc bag. They'll store really well there.
Aaron Finley, what about parchment paper?
Parchment paper's a great one, too. Thanks, Aaron. Aaron, do you like my hand?